Shannon, we're going viral. We're going viral. What they do now? Hi everybody, welcome to Coming This Summer with me, Luke Illingworth. I'm a little bit drunk.
you said me, Luke Illingworth, while pointing at me.
Yeah.
I was very confused.
I'm with Ross Lane.
I'm coming this summer.
And Drew Woolnough.
I'm coming this summer.
Nice.
Is that our new catchphrase? Is we just say the name of the podcast?
I think so.
I think I like it.
Right, today we've got a special treat for you guys today because the idea is what kind of gave me the idea for this podcast, which comes from you, Ross, doesn't it?
Yes.
Didn't it? Yeah. Are you gonna regale the pod listeners with a tale?
Yes.
Tale as old as 9.
As some of you may or may not know, we used to be in a band, didn't we?
Bollocks. You don't know Bono.
What, you and Ross?
Yeah, me and Ross. No, and Ross was our merchman.
He was our Ross of all trades.
Yeah.
He did a lot of stuff.
The Mezzomix.
Mainly drinking.
Mainly drinking Mezzomix.
Yeah. Stocking up on factor.
Yeah, and I don't know how you came up with it. But
I don't remember either. So basically, it's quite, well, I suppose the irony now is that you are that washed up band.
we imagined a future that only we could meet.
Well, it's about a man called Gerry Attrik, to be precise, and his band Gerry Attrik and the Life Suppods. and this it was a story it was one of those things where it's much like this podcast where you just have a story and then you just add to it more and more until it becomes fully fleshed out.
Yeah, it ended up being like we sort of started in France and by the time we finished this film we was in Italy probably.
I think so.
We just went on and on about this film.
So every day, like, even if we weren't really talking about it, someone would just be like, what about if Jerry's like band members? Yeah.
So I think the kind of overarching story was that Gerry Attrik, he's like, he won't give up. He wants his band to make it.
He's determined to a fault.
How old would you say is maybe?
He's like 50s, late 50s, early 60s. I'd say.
Maybe they were in. I think they were a punk band, and they had like mild success.
And that was the name was ironic, wasn't it?
Yeah,
because they were all young go-getters full of spunk.
Yeah.
That was Gerry Attrik and the Life Suppods. So play on their names.
S-punk. So that was their genre.
So this is now sort of 20, 30 years later, and he's still slogging away.
Yeah.
but now he's becoming an old man.
Yeah, he's becoming the thing he hated.
And it's him. So, like, what?
And what? So it's got it's got that bit of that Anvil sort of Anvil vibes and a bit of creme brulee from League of Gentlemen, a bit of what's his name, Les, is it the guy from that? So, but he doesn't sound as bitter. He sounds more like would you say, is he an optimist? Is he kind of cantankerous, or is he?
But in my mind, he was very, very cantankerous. He was like, he's not like creme brulee, like that whole sketch, that wistful kind of
So he still kind of loves it and thinks that they should have made it, but knows that it's all gone to shit. Yeah, and he hates the business or hates.
The only reason
blames other people.
The only reason he thinks they haven't made it is because the man's trying to get him down.
Because they're a punk band, obviously, so they're very anti-establishment, and now they're and
he feels that the world owes him something.
Okay, because everything I think of, I'm gonna soundboard off Ross because I feel like Ross is almost channeling Gerry. So, all right, what's his scenario? Did he settle down and have a family, a la the sort of Anvil tape, or do you think he couldn't let go and not?
I think not.
Yeah.
I think the rest of the band.
He has a girlfriend. He doesn't have a wife or kids. He has a girlfriend.
Is he in this sort of perpetual adolescent / 20-something mindset? He's like pushing 60, but he still he tries to date and act and drink like a 20-something-year-old. Yeah, but he really cut after a binge night of drinking, he's like out for like a week, like hungover for a week, but he'll act like he's fine.
I think
that sort of guy.
His girlfriend should be like 32 or something.
Yeah.
31. So it's young. He thinks it's like a young person.
A young.
But I mean, they are,
but he's
like they're 30. You know what I mean? They're not.
Or maybe it's even less of an age. She's just turned 50. My little fucking my girl on my arm, my fucking my sweet 16.
A bit of a cradle snatcher.
He's
whatever.
Sure, I can.
Age is just a number. That's the perfect opportunity. I can just imagine us saying you're only as young as the woman you feel.
Oh God, yeah.
I can just picture it now.
Yeah.
With his arm around her all lechingly. Yeah.
Oh my God.
But that also brings me on to the circumstances of everything, because I did have an idea for a story.
Okay, all right, yeah.
Which is he's getting, in his own words, he's getting the band back together for the big one.
So do you reckon
this is going to be the biggest show we've played since Stock in Newbury, 1993.
So right, wait. So is it going to be one of those things where something's happened, like someone's discovered like their old single or something on Spotify, and it's getting like plays, and that's kind of someone's contacted him about a tour?
He got 100 plays on YouTube in a week.
That's and he thinks that, like someone there's like. Maybe it's like a kid in high school. You know, you always have like people like 16 or 17 and they want to manage a band, and obviously because you can access all the information how to do it, he contacts Gerry Attrik and he's like, you've gotten, because he himself is naive, he doesn't know. He says like, you've gotten 300 plays on YouTube or Spotify. And he's like, that's amazing. No,
Shannon!
Barely any.
Shannon, we're going viral! We're going viral!
Yeah, so Gerry Attrik doesn't understand, and this kid doesn't really understand either.
Shannon, come and look! Look!
Shannon.
We're going viral!
Alright, I know we're starting to break the story a little bit, but I also want to know, what's his relationship with Shannon? Is she fleecing him a bit? Has he got some money and she's sort of taking for a ride, or is she just really sweet and lovely and he doesn't really deserve her?
I think she should genuinely be into him.
and she's got like a really nice, not a nice, but like a normal job, and she's like just a lovely person, and he's kind of abusing
she
it.
Works. I imagine her
kind of
working
sees
for the
something
local
in
council.
Yeah.
But she's a rock chick.
She's a rock chick.
Well, that's what makes me think maybe she should be younger. Maybe like late 20s, early 30s.
Then I think if that was the case, maybe... Well, I don't know, actually. No, you could still be early 60s. That might be a bit...
I don't know. I kind of like the idea of her being in her 40s and he thinks... Or he tries to act like... Well, I guess for some reason he thinks it's
60,
cool to...
If he's 60...
And she's 40...
Yeah,
because then she's still a grown woman.
That's a big fucking deal.
And all of his other bandmates just don't... It doesn't matter, it doesn't care. And he's like, oh, fucking yeah, just because you're stuck with the old biddy.
His grandma.
Yeah. Don't talk about my wife. They're really like surly towards him.
Just think, this is coming this summer, original. This is a lottery funded. This is a Netflix original. This is what it is. I imagine that's exactly how I imagine this, right? So I imagine it to be like you know how we've had a lot of genres of films. This is the funded by the National Lottery, like BFI sort of production. You know, like those sorts of films that are like they don't have like a Hollywood budget. But they're like, those sort of, that's how I imagine this being.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it should be a tour.
A tour?
Maybe it's like 3 dates, like
three dates. 3.
I feel like this kid calls him up.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
It's a fucking weekender.
Yeah, so what it's not even big gigs. It's like this kid calls him up, but he's like, he goes to like local gigs, and he's like always pestering people who work there. Yeah. So to Gerry, he's like, well, I know people here and here. I can get you gigs in fucking B2 in Norwich and stuff like that. I just from experience, like a tiny like venue that is easy. You just ring them up and get that. But he's like, I can get you.
Like, wow, Norwich.
Yeah, he's like, and Jerry's like,
you must have heard of Prism Fest. He's like, Prism Fest, the one off the A146.
Exactly.
In the old livestock market, I know it. Are you kidding? I've dreamed of playing there.
Yeah. So this little scrot bag manager is like, he's gonna calls him up and says that you're making it. You got a chance at the big time. I could put a tour together. Yeah. How's the band? Or is the band still functioning? So now Jerry's got to go get them back together.
Yeah. And
maybe he never tells them why, because this could be like a falling out later. He never tells them how they've succeeded. All he says is our old single's taken off, and someone wants to put a tour. So one thing, did you ever watch the David Brent film?
Yeah.
Life on the Road. I don't want it to be quite that, because that feels like, how his relationship with the band is, and that it's too much. Like they instantly hate him, and it's like, why are they on this? I know they're getting paid, but there's no reason for them if they hate him as much as they're acting. Why would they stay? I think some of them will hate.
His bandmates legitimately want to be in the band with him.
Exactly,
like they do genuinely enjoy.
More sort of
they're not as invested in it. Like they like getting together and having a jam.
It's like.
But I want to avoid that dynamic because it's a bit awkward in that. But maybe
where they hate each other.
Where they all just, because in that film they just hate David Brent and always taking the piss. And obviously you want that for the comedy a little bit. But it's too much in that. Maybe one of them has a bit more of a problem with him. One's like his mate, kind of.
I think it's more nuanced. I think
maybe a bit more of like the world. It's in World's End, the World's End dynamic, where one of them's more begrudging. Like they're all a bit begrudging, but they don't hate him. So one of them's like, oh, he's harmless. One's like, well, this is a good opportunity. One's like, oh, he fucked me over at this point, but the guys want to do it, and maybe I need something like this in my life right now. Maybe
find out that back when they were younger, sort of in their early 20s or whatever, he maybe like they had a big gig where like a label were coming down to check him out and stuff, and he fucked it up by getting like really pissed.
Did he get?
Really
he turns up like, cause that's a classic punk bit. He turns up like
his. It's the attitude more than the
music and
the talent.
And this guy he falls out with, maybe he can be like, maybe it's like the drummer, or like he's like he's fucking well into it and stuff, and he's just like. The drummer and him, maybe that's a bit Anvil, the drummer and the singer, but like someone is kind of the musical ringleader, and he's like really loves the music, and he's like, I just want to play music, and this guy fucks it for him.
That was it. So the guitarist, do you remember now? The guitarist, he was the one who paid for all of their session, like all their recording sessions, all of their like sort of rehearsals. He's the one who pays. He's basically bankrolling the whole band, and because of that, he demands that his other half gets to sing, but nobody wants her to sing because she's shit. But they have to let her because he's the one bankrolling everything. That was one of the things as well. So that would work, because then they have to. He like basically he keeps everything going, but he doesn't have to like him. But he wants to keep everything going for the sake of the music.
I feel like I don't know. I guess
because he wants to give his girlfriend the opportunity. That's what it is.
Oh yeah.
So he's not. It could potentially be that he's not doing it for the rest of the band. He's doing it because he just wants to give his girlfriend the opportunity that she wants to just sing in a band.
Yeah. Or maybe it's his. What about if it's his daughter?
Oh my god, that's even.
Because I feel like the girlfriend thing, like it kind of it is like the sort of it draws even more parallels of Anvil, but there's also kind of like cynicalness like, I don't know if he like makes him seem like he's less if he's less into like the music side of it. But if it's like his daughter, like he wants to give her a leg up or something. I don't know.
I think I think that's better. I think because if she loves music,
especially as they're all quite old, and she wouldn't be that young. She'd be in her 20s or something,
maybe
and she's singing.
His condition to do the tour could be, well, my daughter. I've been writing some songs for my daughter.
Maybe she's got to support them.
Or she can come up and do it.
And she does a duet. Maybe the single that went viral. It was like a punk duet, kind of like it wasn't really punk. They're punky stuff, but like Manic's doing like the song with Tracy Lords and stuff. She gets on and does. It's like I want her to do. The single's a duet. I want my daughter to sing with you on stage, and I want her to support us as well.
Who could they have done the original with? Who's like a punk lady? What's her fucking name?
Toya Wilcox.
Toya Wilcox.
Toya Wilcox.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
oh my god.
He wants his daughter. That's his condition for coming.
She needs to come on because she wants more gig experience. She wants to do it, and she wants to get out on the road. And at this point, he thinks it's a big tour. He still thinks they all still because Gerry hasn't explained it properly.
It's the big one.
And he's like, well, I want her to have a shot, and I want her to sing the duet with you, because who else is going to fucking sing it? It's like, and Jerry's like, I can sing both parts. I'm like, no, I want her to sing it.
And if I don't, I won't fucking do it. If you don't bring her along, you don't get to use my camper van. You don't get to use any of my gear, and basically he has all of their gear. Like
exactly, exactly.
Use his camper van.
I feel like he's like kind of a creative, but also he's actually done quite well in life. Like maybe he has like a home studio in the shed down the thing, and he records local bands and stuff. But he has like quite a decent playing job. That's how he can afford to do that. He's like a lawyer or something as well. But he's so desperate to do some music.
Anti-punk.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but he's got this little punk shed, and he still plays
punk shed.
He's got all like Sex Pistols stuff. Yeah. And then he just goes in that and sort of just
Oh my god!
Good. Okay. What about the other band members? I
remember the idea for the drummer we had was that his nickname was the Animal.
The Animal, yeah.
Always, ladies and gentlemen, the Animal.
And his move,
doing their roll call of the band.
He sticks his tongue out and goes like that wolf.
Does a really shit drum solo and then just like
he just goes like as fast as he can.
It's not even anything, it's just nothing. The Animal.
Yeah, he was called the Animal. I think he's the first one you get. I think he's just up for it.
He's the easy get.
He's like the crazy one.
The tragic rock star.
He could be like, Animal, we're going on tour like that.
Right, let's go.
And then you just hear like the door shutting and
just hear loads of cans as he like gets up.
Exactly, yeah.
He's in. He's in.
Like, he just kind of like yells something indecipherable through the door and then slams it shut. And he just gets in and he's like, "You're not going to pack anything?" He's like, "It's fine." In a dirty shirt, like, ketchup on the front of it. Like,
and
he's always like pulling fag butts out of his pockets, I think, like, then trying to smoke them.
So the bass.
Then the bass is going to be a typical sort of it is a bit quieter, but he's got like quite a normal life now. But it's not like the guitarist who's done pretty well, and he's like he just works at somewhere. Maybe he works down the council or something like that. He's just like holding a job down, and he's not really into the rock and roll anymore though. He's into home comforts. He doesn't want to go out on the road. So his thing isn't, he doesn't hate Gerry Attrik, but he needs to be convinced to go and get in that life again, because he's just, he's enjoying being in his 60s.
Yeah, so
he's living through his age. Like
the Animal.
He's
is
like, I've got to work 10
it.
more years to retirement, and then I'm fine, I'm done. But he's like, no, and eventually, maybe he's always the one who's sort of he always has to be convinced, but he always comes around and stuff. Like Gerry has a way with him, or like pulls a bit of what's it?
Bit
Like
flattery,
emotional
like-
blackmail. So, you know, no, I mean not real black. I mean actually, it makes him feel guilty. Like he says about the old times. He just want the old band to get together, and he's like, "Oh,
come on,
well,
you were always holding us together, man."
Yeah. I mean, we can't play without you. And he's like, "Well, it's 3 days, right?" It's like, "Yeah, it's 3 days.
It doesn't finish till 9:30.
Yes.
Why not ideally be in bed by 10?
Yeah, I've got to be back Sunday night though. I'll have work on the Monday.
One of the shows he should play in his pajamas because he wants to go straight to bed afterwards.
You can't see it behind like the monitors, but he's wearing slippers on stage.
Yeah, and what he does is there's a bed behind him, and like they're one roadie who's just another mate, a little 15-year-old mate of the manager. Like he thought, like as soon as the gig's gone, the bassist falls back into the bed, and then the roadie just wheels him out.
It's almost like he falls into a stretcher, but it's actually a camping bed.
Exactly.
They walk him up.
They gotta like fold him and wheel him out and stuff. Or it's one of those little like one of the little trolleys for amps. He falls. They've cushioned that out, and he falls into it, and they strap him in and just wheel him into the back of the van and take him to the travel lodge.
Oh my god!
So we're having a 4-piece band, yeah?
Yeah.
Another guitarist or a keyboard player? Or,
No, that's classic punk lineup, isn't it? Yeah.
Cool.
So he's and Gerry's just a singer, I'm assuming.
Well, I was thinking singer and lead guitar, but he kind of just has the guitar for show.
Yeah,
he always
so he could like the riff. Maybe he always used to say, "I'm singer and lead guitar," and that used to piss the guitarist off because he plays all the parts.
Yeah.
Like, but people would obviously they didn't get big, but they'd be like doing interviews for like punk zines and stuff. He'd be bragging, and there'd be no way of anyone else knows. Before the internet, they wouldn't. They're so old. Before the bloody internet, no one could correct that assumption. The guitarist always resented him for that because he was the actual one who gave a shit.
The only person who was basically with any kind of musical integrity in this whole band.
So he's again. That must be the kind of core, like, I know it is quite world's ending, but that's the kind of core dynamic, really, isn't it? Like, I don't know, are they going to... Do you reckon by the end they will come to some sort of resolution with each other? Will Gerry grow by the end of this film? Or will he always be kind of... Will he get some peace at the end of it? Or see himself as... see his life as the kind of farce it's become and, like, find a way to balance out the two sides. Maybe he doesn't give up the dream exactly, but he manages to act his age and appreciate his wife.
Maybe just like the gigs go quite well.
And does he decide to finish ahead?
Yeah, and he's just happy with that. I mean, it could. Well, you've got 3 gigs, so maybe the last gig it goes quite well, and maybe someone wants a photo with him or something, or.
And that's all that he really needs.
Yes,
he doesn't need fame or fortune. He just needs. Yeah.
That is the moment
someone
we build.
Remembers him or something.
Someone actually comes up and asks for a photo and autograph.
Back in '87.
But I think we have the 3 gigs because they're all shit booked by this young guy who doesn't know what he's doing, and they're all shit. And the 3rd one is like your sort of middle/end of second act where it really the bust up and the band actually split, like him and the guitarist have a real bust up and
he
go away.
He breaks the tap in his camper van.
Yeah, exactly. And this is the Nigel Tufnell walking off the military base gig in Spinal Tap where he quits the band and but then maybe someone like not like a big person, but like a promoter from somewhere else in that town or just a town over. He just likes the punk clubs. Like he saw them and thought, oh, it'd be cool. I used to like you guys back in the day. I'll put you on. Maybe it's the classic thing that I'll put you on. Someone's coming. The Damned are coming and playing. I can put you on as first support. Or, a band like that.
First support. I love it.
Exactly. Because they can't achieve the big time, but it's a big-ish gig. But I'll put you on. Would you play first support? And then he has
a county recognised beer festival.
Exactly, yeah. No, I think this one's got to be quite good.
You reckon? Are you willing to go this far with Gerry?
I don't know.
Are you willing to give this to Gerry?
I don't know. You resist. I don't want to push it too far because you're the keeper of the flame. But I feel like the last gig should be a decent.
Well,
one of them could be a beer fest. The last one should be a decent gig, but they're playing at a kind of
Rebellion Fest.
Weird, like Rebellion Fest.
My first gig with these guys was Rebellion Fest. It could be Rebellion Fest
because that was to paint the scene. Right, I don't know if we told you, but the Rebellion Fest is like quite a big deal for the punk sort of community. And was it in Brighton or where was Blackpool? Sorry, Blackpool, yeah. There's a huge theatre in Blackpool, and it's a huge gig. But obviously we played first. We played to no one. But if you'd gone there later on, big,
who's the headlining? Adam Ant, wasn't it?
I think he was supposed. I don't know if he did in the end, but he was supposed to headline one of the days.
Someone else. I can't remember.
Yeah. What if they did that? What if they did Rebellion, open Rebellion, or played
festival like that?
Yeah, we could even make up a punk festival or something. It's just I don't know. I mean, do you think that's right? I don't want to push it. Yeah.
No, I think that sounds more than adequate.
Maybe the beer festival can be the one that's the third gig, the final straw. Because I feel like they should play.
That's all they play. That's all they ever play.
They should play Beckles Beer Fest.
Because I'm thinking what would be quite good. So the first two gigs, we'll go into more detail, but I think what should happen is basically the first gig, they get Gerry, possibly the Animal. Not we need to think of names of guitar and bass people.
I feel like the guitarist should be called Nick.
The bassist should be.
But he needs sort of like
he could be called Nickname. And his actual name is Nick Main, and so they refer to as Nick. Air quotes, nickname, Main.
Oh my god! I love it! Oh my god!
Because that sounds like a young punk thing, doesn't it? It sounds like I'm gonna be nickname, fucking nickname.
I was thinking the bassist could be Dr. Smooth.
Dr. Smooth.
Okay, Dr. Smooth. Right. So.
And could his actual name, could his real name be? It feels like a Darren.
Maybe he could actually be a doctor. He's a GP.
yeah, because we have like. Oh no! I don't know if this is. Maybe it's not mockumentary style. If it was a mockumentary though, they'd have a bit where it's actually quite funny that back in the band days, they used to call me Dr. Smooth. And obviously, then I became a doctor. You know.
What if he's a dentist?
Yeah.
So he's technically.
So I actually became a doctor. And someone said, I became a dentist. Well, yeah, but a dentist. I'm still a doctor. You know, I'm not a GP, but I'm a dentist.
But so I think the first gig, again, we'll go into more detail, but the first gig, Gerry and the Animal, maybe Dr. Smooth, but not nickname, get fucking trashed.
And then they smoke a bit too much of a joint.
No, someone else is smoking a joint around, and they inhale the fume, and it basically gives them like a joint sense memory, and that's how they get up. That can be what happens to the bassist, because I don't think the bassist should drink. He's straight and narrow, but he smells someone smoking weed backstage, and that's enough to fucking that's too much for him.
A downward spiral.
Yeah.
God,
that's great.
Yeah. So then the second gig, they're all fucking hanging out their asses.
That's the next day, and they're still like absolutely fucking
bollocks. They're so hungover, but nickname isn't, and he's furious.
Because they wrecked his daughter's like fucking her first like duet thing.
Yeah, maybe that show or the next. I don't know if it's too much for the first one, but maybe that show when they're pissed, like she's doing her support set, and like fucking Gerry stumbles on. It's like a tiny stage, that sort of side stage door, and he kind of pisses on the drum set. He's trying to be punk and young and punk.
You could just sway around a bit and then just throw up on stage.
And maybe that show they don't even play because he did that. Because he pissed and like he thinks it'll be fine. It's punk, but venues don't put up with that sort of thing anymore. They literally before that's during her first song as well, so she doesn't get to play her set.
They get partway through
fucking
the second song.
And and they just get to go home. So the first gig don't even play. Second day they're hanging and they have to drive from fucking.
What could there be?
They have to drive to Herefordshire.
Could there be? I think the animal.
Yeah.
I think the animal should be fine. I think it only should be Gerry Attrik. Maybe that's.
That perhaps they try and keep up with the animal. The animal is notoriously.
The animal can just handle it.
The animal is actually still living. Maybe he was a bit younger as well, and he's still kind of able to live the rock and roll life.
This move, maybe he just got high. Maybe he didn't drink, so he just got high.
But he has like a puff on a joint, and it's like enough to really.
So he was kind of alright, whereas Gerry is fucking proper hungover.
Yeah.
So they're like, you need to sort it out like that. Like
you said this is our big chance and fucking
you just got overexcited as usual.
There's a tiny venue. It's like, yeah, it's warm. Maybe even at this one, after this one, he's like, yeah, I mean, I said it's 3 gigs. It's 2 warm-ups to the big one or whatever. Like, there's always some excuse to make them think that there's a reason they're doing this.
I don't know whether this is too far, but they're going like, you need to sort it out because you're the front man. You're the front man. We need you throwing shapes.
Throwing shapes and taking names.
So maybe he can go and like score some coke or something. To back him up.
Yeah, he's like,
he's reminiscing about like a fucking mad weekend in Manchester, like in fucking '83, and someone gave him some blow.
I tell you what,
and it turned out it was actually like fucking speed or something. But he was like, that's like the greatest shit ever. Like,
I just thought there should be another character in this who's kind of more. Well, he's not he's again a bit Derek Smalls, the lukewarm water sort of temperament. He's their old mate who used to roadie for them, and he's more Gerry's mate, but he's kind of like he's not going to be the central dynamic like the guitarist.
He could be like a spiritual advisor.
He's just kind of he's
someone
kind of
he
zen.
really respects.
Exactly, but he's also but he really respects, but he's kind of a bad influence, and he suggests like, I remember when you used to get pissed, you just do a line of coke and then you'd be fine. And Gerry's like, so Gerry's kind of not. He is self-destructive, but he's also kind of just being shown the wrong way as well. He doesn't know how to sort himself out.
Very suggestible.
exactly, and he's just like, well, that guy doesn't even suggest it. He said, oh, well, you used to just steal some coke, didn't you? And he's like, yeah, no, I'll do that. No, don't do that. No, Nick's fucked off with you. You don't do that. It's like, no, I'm gonna go get some fucking coke.
I'm gonna go. Don't worry, man. I'm gonna sort myself out. Just
I'll be back in time for sound check. He's not back in time for sound check.
Yeah, he's not. He's absolutely not.
And the sound check is the line check like a minute before they go on. He's not back there.
I'm imagining they're doing their sound check and they're like, where's fucking Gerry? Where the fuck is he? And then all of a sudden you just hear the door gets booted down and he just goes, woo!
and they're literally going into their first song and he's like fucking hurry up, get over
here. Yeah, and maybe in that show
I can just imagine him kicking the mic stand over but forgetting he's not holding onto the mic, so he can't even start the song.
That should unravel in a way that he kind of he has a come down from the coke or something, and he fucking can't take he's too old for this shit and he can't handle it. He just drops down on the during the second song or first song, so he can't even get through it, and the band will finish the gig in that bit. Like, it's like, well, the big, because he's again said like, well, the big one's tomorrow. We'll just finish the gig, and that's our rehearsal for tomorrow. And tomorrow, the third one should be the shittest gig of all. Like the venue should be the shittest one.
I just thought, what if maybe not the first one, but the second gig, they get the daughter to do the whole set.
I see where you're going.
As the lead singer.
Now, is he there for that, or does he just not turn up?
He's.
I think the second one he should pass out in mid, and on stage Nick Name is like, come help us finish
the
songs, like, because she's listened to her dad's band, and
maybe people start getting into it, maybe.
Yeah.
And the third gig, they say, we're gonna do it without you. Yeah. That's what I thought you were going with.
I didn't know where I was going with it, but I thought that.
And what it is they say that, Gerry, you fucking liability, like, there's a shit, like, they got into the venue and they've kind of had enough because it's awful, and they're like, Gerry, we'd just go fucking home or whatever, like, tell him to go. And then they play he's all pissed off, and they start playing the gig with her, and then he sabotages it, and that's when him and Nick actually have a fucking bust up. They actually have a fight on stage. He does something like horror, like Gerry comes on. He's not just being like, before he'd kind of forgiven his sort of drunken foibles, because he's like, it's kind of pathetic. But Gerry comes on and does something like kind of nasty.
Well,
he pushes his door.
He could not be drunk or anything.
He's just angry.
Sometimes when someone's drunk, you just think you're drunk. Go away.
But
if they're sober, then they know what they're doing.
And he does something. Maybe he doesn't even push. Because I was thinking he pushes over Nick's daughter or something, which is something that Nick would fight. But I think maybe because we want him to not be complete fucking asshole, he accidentally does that as he's trying to push his way on stage, and he's pushing around, and he accidentally hits her, and she's touched him on the shoulder and says, Gerry, trying to get him to calm down, and he hits her accidentally, and he instantly regrets it.
They pounces on him, literally just pounces straight over the stage onto it.
Exactly, yeah. And then that's our lowest ebb, and you've got to come back from there. So we need to repair somehow slightly repair the kind of relationship with Nick and Gerry, and then also they get this final gig opening at Rebellion Festival from that. But I don't know what order that was
cut. I'm starting to think now maybe we don't need that gig. Maybe that was the kind of wake up call that he needed to see.
I think
we need a final gig.
The final gig could be where he hands the band over to Nick Name's daughter.
Yeah.
Because she gets all the success, because it's his band springboarded her into her actual music career.
Yeah. Maybe there should be quite a long time between this third gig and that final gig.
Yes, the following month or something.
It's kind of like he starts he's angry and he starts talking about it to his wife, and the turning point is his wife tells him off, because she's we established that she's super nice, puts up with all of his shit, because she really loves him, but then she's like, you've gone too far, you've fucked up, and you always do it, and she lays it all out. And that's where he realised, and he starts he does the classic thing where he kind of goes too far the other way. He gives up all of the punk stuff. He's there's shots of him bending his gear and selling it, and he just gets a proper job. And then maybe
you see him in Debenhams looking at a beige cardigan, a beige knit cardigan, and you see him kind of considering it, looking at it. But then that's a bit too far.
He could comb down the spikes in his hair.
Exactly.
Or he untwist them.
But anyway, he played so he gets a decent job. Maybe he is working in a shop or something, something he can get, or maybe he's working at a cafe. And it could be quite a long while afterwards, and he looks like a completely different person. He's got his act together, and what it can be is Nick Name kind of goes past or goes in that cafe, and then they're oh shit, and then Gerry's really apologetic and nice to, and Nick's kind of taken off, sort of thrown off, and then he goes do you want to get a bite to eat? And they have a reconciliation sort of thing.
Over a panini.
And exactly. Something really mundane and simple, but it is they kind of talk it through, and they talk it because Gerry's kind of seen he's been a dickhead all this time, and I don't know, they have that thing where they kind of talk everything through, and they kind of
and at this point they haven't officially cancelled the big one.
Yeah.
It's still on the cards, but they've just had this bust up.
I feel they shouldn't know, or Gerry shouldn't. Gerry shouldn't know the big one's coming. But maybe Nick in that sort of lunch and say maybe they've still been playing with his daughter because they actually quite liked it, and they're we're doing we've got a gig. We actually got a decent gig out of one of the people who actually saw the run of the free shows was a promoter who loves Gerry Attrik and the Life Suppods, and we want you. I mean, would you come and play with us again? He's like, I don't know, I left that life behind. Like, it's like, come on, Gerry, you still want this? And he's like, yeah, okay, yeah, I will.
In their chat, like, you could kind of get Jerry's side of it, and he could just be like, you know, I miss it.
Yeah.
I miss the rock and roll, the touring, and he said, and I just wanted to do that again, even if it was just for a weekend. I know I fucked it up. You know, this is getting a bit.
This is beautiful.
And then that's
what
he goes, and he goes, come and do this gig like that. He says, well, what about your daughter or whatever? Like, she went, she's young, she'll get over it. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
And and he does it. And then they go do the gig, and it's great.
And they do maybe they do half the show, and halfway through, Gerry kind of just and I want to hand it over to the new generator. He brings her. Yeah. He asks her to come on and sing with him.
But then he should just hand it over completely to her. It's like a part, like you say, passing the torch sort of deal. Yeah.
And then I still love your thing at the end of him getting a photo or an order. I think that is all he wants.
Wearing a Gerry Attrik and the.
It's a really faded shirt, covered with fucking moth holes and shit.
I tell you what, it should be someone like that with a really faded t-shirt, and they have a kid as well. But I mean, I think that would.
But
make
it's the kid who asks for the autograph.
The kid loves it, and the dad is saying I mean, I used to listen to you back in the day. My kid, he found you on Spotify. He loved and that he thinks that, oh shit, people not only remember us, but people can still find us and enjoy what we did, or. Still the rock. The kid's like, I think you're the coolest. I've seen new clips of you on YouTube. You're amazing,
you, Gerry.
You're cooler than Liam Gallagher.
Because I was just thinking, what could happen after that third show is maybe that someone's filming it, and then that goes viral of old punk goes mental or whatever.
Yeah.
That and then he finally realised what viral actually means. He's like, oh shit, that's what I thought viral.
That's it. Yeah, he's got his wrong interpretation.
And that's when he realised it's 300 likes. That's not viral. And then also the word old, where it's just old, washed up punk or something.
Yeah.
That's
old, washed up punk.
Yeah, that's when he realised.
Oh man!
I thought of a funny name for the daughter.
What?
Because she's nickname's daughter, she should be called Maiden Name.
Oh my god! Oh,
fucking Maiden Name.
Man, that's so maybe. Maybe that's what they could rename the band. Because it is his nickname's daughter's band. Maiden Name.
Yeah, that could be her band in support of the Maiden Name as her band.
God, it's amazing.
So her real name is Maiden Name. MM. He always affectionately calls her MM.
MM. Fuck me.
Fuck, that's great.
Okay,
right, so who's playing?
Oh my god,
they should all be unknowns.
British.
That's the thing.
British.
I can't imagine.
It's hard. I think it'll be hard to find a sort of 60-year-olds unknown.
I guess.
Well,
so.
I mean,
we couldn't we?
Wouldn't know who they are. They're unknown.
Yeah. We could always go for the image of the characters.
Well, so we cast someone type.
Yeah.
We want an unknown, but a suggestion of we want them to be like this person.
Well, see, Gerry, I imagine as a sort of Billy Idol.
Yeah.
Bleached blonde, spiky hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Studded jacket.
It's got that type of look and
as punk as you can be at 60.
Yeah, it's got that kind of Billy Idol, Iggy Pop sort of weathered disgrace kind of thing going on. I know that can channel that.
Cracked leather.
Exactly. Yeah. Totally. So what about the animal?
With a constant sneer.
The animal, short,
teenage sneer.
short and bald.
Really, yeah, pretty
short and
overweight.
like it's kind of like really wide.
Muscly but overweight.
Yeah. It's all like it's all like ex-rugby player sort of build.
Yeah.
Fucking covered in faded tattoos as well. Like so they're just literally just like they're just like those those classic like blue blurs that you get just all over someone where you just can't fucking. Is that right in a picture? I can't even tell.
Yeah.
It just looks like a bruise rather than a fucking tattoo. And they're like everywhere.
He's got words like shit and bollocks written. Bollocks tattooed all over it.
And he lives in
fucking knitting needle or something.
Bollocks. That's the best. And he lives in a 1-bedroom flat with too many pit bulls.
Yeah, he's got like a dozen pit bulls.
Oh, but they've all got like really. They're not not tough dogs at all though.
He's really sweet with them as well.
Loves them. He fucking loves them.
It's the equivalent of the crazy old cat lady sort of idea, but he's with pit bulls, and his relationship with the pit bull is like that. He's just hugging them and loving them.
Well, that's
he always calls them the girls.
So that's his happy ending.
He gets to spend all his time with the girls.
He walks through the door and all his dogs just run up to him and jump on him. And he's just fighting them. So what about Dr. Smooth?
Glasses, definitely small glasses. He's got sensible hair.
Sensible hair.
Yeah. I reckon he should be like balding, but have like the classic like. Yeah. White around the sides. He looks like what's he been in? Who is he?
I thought of just another comparison for maybe for Gerry.
Yeah.
Again, a British one. What about a Peter Capaldi type?
And who's this for?
He used to be in a punk band.
Did he?
For Gerry.
I think it should be Peter Capaldi.
Like he could be, because he could be great as that, couldn't he? Like,
I'm actually okay with that.
Would actually be wicked.
Band,
I just thought like that popped in my head and I was like, Peter Capaldi would be good.
Well, because who I am.
But he would be Peter Capaldi, but a bit softer around the edges, a bit. He's gone to seed a bit more.
Yeah.
Because what I had in my head was Bill Nye.
Yeah.
Maybe he could be nicknamed.
I reckon, he could definitely be nicknamed.
I can't see him as maybe Dr. Smooth.
No, I'll show you. Oh,
you've got a specific Dr. Smooth.
I will show you who he is. Like, don't worry, I've got Dr. Smooth fucking sorted.
Who's the animal?
What about the guy who was in the Thin Blue Line and another guy from the thick of it? The little moustache. What's his name?
I can't remember his name, but I know who you mean.
Hoity-toity up your assy.
Oh, that guy.
Wait.
He's in the thick of it as well.
Oh,
yeah, he is.
Should we just cast people from the thick of it? Yeah, he's perfect for Dr. Smooth.
I was thinking he's that real prim and proper, like fucking straight edge.
So Alex McQueen. He was, and for anyone who's not in the thick of it, he was Neil's dad in the In-Betweeners.
Although I have just thought, and he's kind of in the same league as him, the guy in the Partridge movie who was who said he used to be the drummer for Verillion.
Yeah.
I think he actually was.
He was, he was.
So he's a drummer. And he kind of looks a bit like him. I don't know his name. He's the guy in The Day to Day, isn't he? Or Brass Eye keeps wanking.
Yeah. I don't know. I think this guy would be Alex McQueen would be.
Okay.
Dr. Smooth.
So he's Dr. Smooth.
Oh, he's Dr. Smooth.
He's Dr. Smooth.
Yes.
Who's the animal? Do you reckon hoity-toity?
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
Or just someone else?
He's not fat though, is he?
He's a bit. Well, he's not fat.
He's sort of
he's
like
kinda,
a rotund sort of.
He's kind of looks like a little.
I mean, we could
like a fat controller sort of thing.
We could put him on a strict diet to get him in shape for the film.
I feel like we should just cast people from the thick of it, or Armando Iannucci project. Who could be the guitarist?
Bill Nye.
Oh, is Bill Nye going to be the guitarist?
Yeah. Or I mean, if we're going for the thick of it, people.
I don't know. I don't see Bill Nye as the guitarist. I don't know. Maybe it's just because he's too big a neck. Like
I think I do see him more as Gerry Attrik, but I fucking love Peter Capaldi.
Yeah.
Because him doing Gerry Attrik would be a little bit like his Still Crazy and his Love Actually character.
Okay.
What? So he's got to be someone who.
I imagine nickname as he's got long hair.
Yeah.
Still.
What about if I imagine nickname with short hair.
I see, because I imagine
because one he's punk as well. And you have to like. I imagine that kind of.
Ramones, they all had long hair, didn't they?
No, yeah, I know, but the class. I don't know.
Like
I think of that kind of. I think of him as a bit more like. I don't know. I think there are actual more punk examples, but I'm thinking of him as almost like, sort of James Dean Bradfield from the Manics. He looks like sort of really unassuming, short black hair, like graying now, but kind of just. It's kind of an unassuming, average-looking bloke, and that's because he's kind of.
Wears a lot of denim.
He wears denim, but because his outlet was more the music. Like that was where he got his. That's where he got his soul out. But in every other way, how he looks and acts, he's really normal. He might be a bit posh, but if it was from the thick bit. What about the guy who plays Peter Mannion?
Well, I was thinking him as the animal. He's quite large, isn't he?
I could take him as the animal. That would be pretty great.
Yeah,
I'd like to see him do a different thing. If he was a bit younger, the guy who plays Phil should have been the manager.
Who's Phil?
You know, just the one with the floppy hair.
Oh. Well, the daughter should be.
What about Glenn as the guitarist? Glenn. What about Glenn? Because he has that sort of. He has that attitude. Yeah. He's got that kind of sort of slightly cursed, like nice but cursed by the world, sort of downtrodden thing.
Holy shit.
What's his name? I'm funny because he's a genius. I'll find his name.
People of the podcast, you need to watch the thick of it to know who the fuck we're talking about.
Exactly.
You know Peter Capaldi, he's Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Everyone else, you need to watch the thick of it.
And what about... I just looked scroll over it. Well, do we want Jerry's wife to be Rebecca Front?
That'd be quite good.
Because she's
Rebecca Front is fucking
not
awesome.
Playing like because in her thick of it character is a bit of a dickhead, but she could play. Really nice. She's amazing. She's just amazing, isn't she?
She'd fucking smash it.
But that'd be.
I've just had a fucking revelation.
Okay.
Because he's been staring at me this whole podcast.
Michael
Cera is the kid that
he's playing the kid.
He's the kid that
the young manager.
He plays their tour manager sort of thing.
Can he be doing a really shit British accent? Yeah. He's doing like. I want him or someone to be from Norwich. Like, he should be like from Norwich or from somewhere close. Which would be like Bury St Edmunds or something. Yeah, just somewhere like not even quite just out in the sticks in East Anglia.
Outside of a major city, you know.
Yeah.
Sort of like.
Or he's from Bungay. And he's doing a really shit sort of Suffolk Norfolk accent
in like some fucking crap course.
He's doing a BTEC in music business management. He's doing an online BTEC in music business management.
Or maybe if he was from America, that's why he booked them such shitty things because
he doesn't know the area.
Maybe that could be why Gerry Attrik gets tricked by it.
Yeah, he's from America.
He knows.
Guys, you don't understand. He's probably from America.
He's probably from Warner Brothers. Maybe. Yeah, he should be like. Maybe they never meet in person and it's always over Skype, and that makes him feel more important as well because Gerry doesn't really understand it. He doesn't understand like oh shit, he must be busy. That's why he can't come see me.
He thinks he's teleconferencing. He thinks he's the dog's bollocks.
Yeah, and Jerry's
he's sitting at the breakfast table, you know, like leaning with his arm over. She's like, Gerry, why are you sitting like that? He's like, you don't understand. I have to look cool.
Yeah.
So, I mean. Kind of has to be Armando Iannucci to direct.
I think now certainly, yeah. Where's the obligatory
please.
Steve Coogan cameo going to be? Like in The Loop, he's got the little cameo.
Perhaps he could be the guy from the label. He could be the label.
The guy who books the gig at the end.
Yeah. Because he has that wheel. He can do a wheeler dealer sort of character.
Maybe it should be up in Manchester.
Maybe he could be like the old fan.
Or the old fan. That's what I was thinking.
Whose son is a fan.
Yeah.
I
would be happy with that.
It'd have to be. That's quite a sweet moment, isn't it? I kind of want Steve Coogan to be funny.
Steve Coogan would want, like, he would demand that he played the sweet. He's like, I want to do drama now.
He could be a bit weird. I guess he could just be a bit weird.
He could be a bit. Basically, like
he's also a massive fan.
He could basically be like his character in The Loop, who's like kind of a bit sort of odd and sort of the guy who's complaining about the wall, isn't it? It'd be a bit kind of like, maybe he should be like quite. I think Stukin could be the fan, but yeah, he's like really. He's a bit of a weird fan, and his kids into
play
him.
Saxondale.
He could be. He's coming as a Saxondale.
They start comparing stories.
Or we have Steve Coogan play a Saxondale type as the roadie friend. He could be Jerry's friend.
Oh yeah.
Because he doesn't come in a lot in the film. He just pops like. Well, he's there, but you never get many scenes with him. But he has a couple of scenes where he regales. He's almost like the guy who's in Woolnough and I, and who does it in. I know him more from the Wayne's World 2, where he's doing all the stories about Ozzy wanted 5,000 brown M&Ms. Fill a brandy glass, or he wouldn't go on stage. There's like Steve Coogan doing these roadie stories and stuff like that. Because maybe he keeps roadieing, or but they're all like really minor. They're all tiny venues and one-day tours and stuff. But he's telling all these as though they're amazing tour secret stories.
I know what that character's name is.
What?
He's just simply known as Wanker.
And he wears that nickname like a badge of honour. Like
everyone says it with respect as well.
It's like he introduced himself to like the daughter of Nick Names. Like, oh hi, I'm Maiden. I forgot her name was Maiden. And it's like, I'm Wanker. Sorry,
call me
they call my name's actually Tony, but they will call me Wanker.
No one else calls him it really anymore.
The only person who calls him that is Gerry.
Yeah,
he comes storming. Oh, Wanker! Go! Yeah. And everyone's like, oh, Tony, it's been a long time.
Nick's like,
oh, Wanker!
Nick's like, Tony, have you? Did you tune my guitar? I was like, Wanker. Like, what? Wanker. When I wrote, can you call
fucking Tony around here?
Wanker. Could you do it? That's better. Yeah. Of course I can. It only answers the way he gets really. It's not even put out. He gets like kind of sad when people don't call him Wanker because that's like his past glory.
Yeah, it's like it's another step towards the inevitable.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know. Oh, this breaks the Armand and Ichi thing, but. For some reason, I just had like the idea that the fan who comes up at the end is slightly younger, but he's Peter Serafinowicz. For some reason, I have that in my head. Peter Serafinowicz in the faded because he was a kid when they were touring, and he comes up with his little kids.
Yeah, I'm in.
Because he's Peter Serafinowicz. He's a genius.
Yeah,
it'd be great. I don't know why I had that image in my head, but. That'd be great. Is it just going to be Gerry Attrik and the Life Suppods? Just the film?
So we call it that? Oh, well, that's the band name, isn't it?
What if it could be? The name of the film is the name of the tour that they're on, and it's like three. They call it, and it could be nice and ironic because it could just be called 3 Days. He could name it out, boys. This is 3 days of hell.
3 days of hell. In hell.
3 days in hell. But it becomes all too. Got it right. It becomes all too real. Yeah.
Well, it could be called 3 Days in Hell 2018.
And the cover is just the back of a t-shirt with 3 dates right at the top and then loads of empty space underneath it. Like a tour t-shirt.
It says like fucking... it's like Amersham, Bridgend.
Amersham Mead Meetup. The Bridgend Beer Fest.
Yeah.
And what was the other one? So what's another crappy place?
I said Bridgend. That's just because we had this crappy
Yeah.
And the what is it? Let's think. And then like Solihull's scrump fucking something.
What about Rill?
Real.
Rill's
Fucking real.
Rill's fucking like summer beach festival. Yeah, I think I don't know about the name because that sounds to me like a metal tour. The punk and also I don't want the 3 days in hell. I think it's it's too misleading. Because people would hear that, and people even who'll click on this will go 3 days. What? What's 3 days in hell?
I don't know. I think if it's going to be a tour, it should have a bit more of a broad punk name, or just like a simple name like Gerry Attrik and the Life Suppods.
these sort of films, they are just named after the band, and they like.
Or you have
Anvil. This is Spinal Tap.
Or you have they sometimes like. I think it's like the story of Anvil, or you have like the subtitle. You could have this band and then a subtitle like that's like the tour, or like I have David Brent, the road, whatever, Life on the Road or whatever, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But is it just me? Like I just don't. I'm not sure about 3 Days in Hell.
If they were more metal, that would be hilarious.
If they were like a
metal band.
Yeah, exactly.
What about this? Up Yours?
Oh my god.
Gerry Attrik Life Suppods, Up Yours. Because that's quite a good Up Yours, because it would be the Up Yours tour.
Yeah, the Up Yours tour.
But the film could be called Gerry Attrik and the Life Support Up Yours.
Yeah, that's it. They're on the Up Yours tour. Right. It's just such a crappy, inoffensive phrase.
It works as well because they think it's really
edgy,
really and they also think they're on the up as well. They think that this is their resurgence. Up Yours is definitely great for the tour, and I think it works for the subtitle as well.
I like it.
Yeah.
No, I think that's it. That's the
one. Coming this summer, I bring you Gerry Attrik and the Life Support. Up Yours.
Up Yours.
Swivel.
Hey, Thatcher.
What did they do?
Bollocks!
What did they do? Go! Just have it!
Yeah!
What did they do?
What did we fuck? Fuck you, Thatcher!